Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're over here. This is a farm. This is actually the back side of Marshall's, or one side of Marshall's. That there's a 40 here that Jan and I bought in 2017. We dug out this old pond, and this is the one that Marshall dug with a horse back in, gosh, when was that? 1930s. And it filled in to just a mud hole. The original pond was cleared through by this. This was just all mud. Anyway, we dug it out and put a pipe in it and got a tire tank on the back, and the pond filled up to about the edge of that brush over there. It never did get to the spillway, ever. With it being completely full, this pond is probably, I don't know, maybe 8 to 9 foot deep. But we've been in a 2-year drought, and I love it when people, oh, Greg, you're not in a drought. You don't know what a drought is. You don't know what dry is. I'm like, well, I know what that is. That's a pond we can't use because the pipe is out of the water. And it's too steep to come down in here with a rock skirt. You don't want to do that. It's not going to work very well, and there's not that much water in there. I mean, that water's only, it looks like a lot, but get down here closer, the deer are drinking out of it. There's still deer tracks, but it's probably maybe 2 foot deep right out there. We just haven't had any rain. When you don't get any rain, and you don't have much runoff. See, this pond is built like a bowl. So it's going to take a lot of rain to fill this thing up. We're talking, well, there just isn't any runoff. I'm guessing it's going to take 8 foot of rain. That's a lot of rain. And that's assuming that you don't get evaporation between rains, which you do. But I tell you what, I was pretty hopeful for a while. We got up to this stake over here. This is 2 years. We built this pond in 2018. The year that was the year after Jan and I bought it. And if you bring cattle down here, I mean, my feet are just getting tromped with mud. But cattle, you'll lose a cow or a young calf in here. They'll get stuck in that mud, and you'll come out here one morning, and there they are, dead. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I was going to show you. There's my stake right there. It's kind of bent over, but I'm going to show you. This is where the water level got to. I mean, we were at one time, but we went 2 years without rain. Without hard, you know, we haven't had anything over 2.5 inches. We used to get some of those rains that were, you know, you get 3 or 4 inches and you get 2 of them 2 days apart. Well, a rain like that would go zoop and fill this thing up. See, there's the spillway right here. There's my stake. So I was within, I don't know, 1, 2, about 3 foot of filling this thing up. I put my cedars in for the fish, and then once upon a time, those cedars were in water. They're not anymore. But, you know, you look back at it, and it makes you wonder, would I have been better off to taking the money that I put in this pond? And, you know, you like ponds on your landscape. It's good for the wildlife, fishing, aesthetics, the whole 9 yards. And I just never dreamed that this pond wouldn't fill up in 6 years, but it hasn't. But look at the grass I've got out here. I mean, this is December 16th. Look at that. I've got fescue out there 1 foot tall. And my water source is way, 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 way back there, or way up there on that power line. I've got a pond up there that's holding pretty well. We can still graze it, but gosh, I wish I had water right here. And that's because I'll show you. All these hills and valleys here. I mean, it goes a good jag over there. And all this could be grazed with a water source where they could come back to here to drink rather than going, you know, half a mile that way or a half a mile that way to get them a drink. And on a hot summer day, the more you make them walk, the more weight they lose because they're spending energy and it's hot, and the more heat stress on them. So I don't know, we're looking at it. We do have public water out here on by the road. It's a good jag from here, and I've got to cross a creek, a pretty deep creek. And so they've got these drills now that can drill. The horizontal drilling machine. It's unbelievable what they can do with those. I had a lady come to our grazing school. Her brother was in the business, big time. And they literally had drilled from the shoreline. I think it was, I don't know, it was one of those eastern states on the, it might have been Georgia. And they drilled out to an island. They went in underneath the ocean. Horizontal drilling, and put a line out to the island. And it was her job to locate the head. Somehow, I'm not sure how it works, but somebody's got to be out there. I think it works with a laser, I'm not sure. But anyway, whoever's out in front, that digger is kept on track by following that. Maybe it's a sonar, I don't know. There's gonna be somebody on this video, maybe a horizontal drill, and they can tell us how that works. But I couldn't believe that they went, I think she told me, it might have been a mile under the ocean. It was something like that. It was a long distance. I couldn't believe it. So they can do that. They can go underneath this creek out here. And I don't know. See what they get if they may have horizontal drill it all the way back here. But it'd be nice. You know, we own this, and we're not going to sell it. Down the road, if, you know, when we're gone, if somebody, whoever comes in behind us, it'd be nice to have public water back here. It just makes the property worth more. And we'd have water all the time. And we are fortunate. We are on a good water district. The water is very reasonable, and they do a good job with it. And so we got pressurized water right behind us. And if we get it back here, who knows? We may run one across that creek and put it over on that side of the farm too. But anyway, it is a little disappointing to look at all this grass and realize I've got to walk 3/4 of a mile to get water. And I know you guys out west are laughing. Say, Greg, 3/4 of a mile, that's nothing. I know I had a group of ranchers in New Mexico. They told me it was a joke. You know, I was complaining about our cows walking almost a mile, and they said, well, ours will drink, and then they walk 5 miles away from the water tank to graze, and they come back, and they only drink every other day. I'm like, man, my cows would be pretty hard. It'd be pretty hard on them. Cows that are born in that environment, probably no problem, but you know, it's 100 degrees out. I think it's pretty good for them to have a drink when they need one. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. The wind's blowing, I know that. You know me, this is real life. You're gonna have some wind noise and people are gonna be, I wish you'd use the sock or something, but I don't carry any of that stuff. When I shoot a video, I just shoot it. So that's the way it is. Folks, have a good one. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see you next time.